I mean, being an All-American, the pressure of that, everyone expects you to be a millionaire in a year.
Jelan Kendrick, born October 9th, 1991. Jelan Kendrick's basketball career is a harsh reminder that talent alone isn't enough to reach the highest levels. He was one of the top 24 high school players in the country in 2010, an honor that puts young athletes on the fast track to the NBA. Being named a McDonald's All-American is more than just a recognition. It's a golden ticket that brings college coaches, NBA scouts, and shoe deals to your doorstep. For many, that jersey symbolized a near guarantee that millions are just around the corner. 1 year of college basketball, a strong showing, and the dream can become a reality. Kendrick's name belonged in that elite circle. Standing 6'6" with a versatile game and natural ability to play multiple positions, he had the size, skill, and IQ that had scouts salivating. Coming out of Westlake High School in Atlanta, Georgia, Kendrick was ranked as high as 8th nationally by rivals and 14th on the ESPNU 100. He had all the tools to be special: smooth ball handling for his size, an advanced feel for the game, and a knack for creating offense for himself and others. On paper, he was everything a college coach would want, but the one thing missing was what ultimately sealed his fate: the discipline and mindset needed to navigate the unforgiving world of high-level basketball. While others from his All-American class fulfilled their potential and went on to carve out careers in the league, Kendrick's name slowly faded. Kyrie Irving went number 1 overall in the 2011 NBA draft. Harrison Barnes, Jared Sullinger, and Tobias Harris would follow soon after. Even players from that class who weren't considered surefire stars managed to earn NBA contracts. Kendrick, on the other hand, struggled to stay on the court. His promising future unraveled under the weight of poor decisions, clashing personalities, and an inability to adapt. He didn't lack the ability. The problem was he couldn't get out of his own way. Kendrick had the kind of talent you can't teach, but never learned the lessons that mattered most. Lessons of patience, accountability, and perseverance. Every opportunity he was handed seemed to slip through his fingers. Instead of becoming a household name, Kendrick became a question mark. How could a player with so much promise fade into obscurity so quickly? The answer lies in what came next. What happened? Let's talk about it. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth. Let's get it, man.
Going through like a identity crisis of some sort, very young, because I'm like, oh, well, who am I without basketball?
Take a minute to like, subscribe, and comment on who I should do next. Jelan Kendrick was a 6'6" shooting guard whose rise began in Atlanta, Georgia, where he starred for Westlake High School and quickly became one of the most versatile prospects in the country. His 6'6" frame, smooth handle, and ability to create for himself and others made him a nightmare for defenders. By the time he was a senior, Kendrick was considered one of the top guards in the nation, earning a 5-star rating and ranking 9th overall on 247 Sports composite lists. His size and skill set gave him the flexibility to play both guard spots and even slide to the wing if needed. In 2010, he capped off his high school career by earning a spot in the prestigious McDonald's All-American game, where he shared the court with future NBA stars. With interest from several top programs, Kendrick ultimately committed to the University of Memphis, where expectations were high. But despite the promise, his college career quickly took a different turn.
When it doesn't happen, you either face it head on. Some people hide. What I chose to do is I hid.
Stunt number 1, clashing with coaches and teammates. Jelan Kendrick's issues didn't start on the court, they started off of it. From the moment he arrived at Memphis, tensions began to build between Kendrick and the coaching staff. His reputation as a high-maintenance player with a short temper followed him from high school, where some coaches had already expressed concerns about his attitude. Those concerns only grew louder once he stepped onto the college stage. Kendrick's time at Memphis lasted less than 3 months. Before he even played a single minute for the Tigers, he was suspended indefinitely for what was described as behavior detrimental to the team. Reports surfaced that he had clashed with teammates and had multiple heated altercations during practices. His refusal to accept coaching and control his emotions created a toxic environment that head coach Josh Pastner couldn't ignore. Despite his undeniable talent, Kendrick's disruptive behavior left Memphis with no choice but to part ways. The fallout was immediate. He transferred to Ole Miss, hoping for a fresh start, but the same issues followed. He was suspended once again before ever playing a game, and though he would eventually suit up for the Rebels, he never found the stability he needed. Kendrick's pattern of butting heads with coaches and teammates became a recurring theme throughout his career. Wherever he went, problems seemed to follow. In a sport where chemistry and coachability are often the difference between making it or not, Kendrick's inability to mesh with those around him stunted his growth. Coaches weren't willing to take a chance on someone who disrupted team culture, no matter how talented he was. His attitude and lack of discipline created a reputation that spread quickly, and in basketball, once that label sticks, it's almost impossible to shake. Kendrick had the tools to succeed, but his own actions kept him stuck in neutral at important times.
I didn't want people to see me, because if you see me, oh, what are you doing now? I'm like, nothing.
Stunt number 2, lack of stability and constant transfers. In basketball, consistency and stability are essential for a young player's development. For Jelan Kendrick, those two things were always out of reach. After his rocky departure from Memphis, Kendrick hoped to restart his career at Ole Miss, but his time there was marked by the same instability. As mentioned, he was suspended before playing a game and eventually made his debut in 2012, but by then the damage had already been done. His reputation as a player who struggled with discipline and authority followed him, and his production on the court never matched the hype. His time at Ole Miss was short-lived. After just one season, he transferred again, this time to UNLV. But even there, he couldn't find his footing. Although he showed flashes of the talent that once made him a top recruit, his inconsistency and inability to stay locked in mentally limited his impact. He played 20 games for UNLV during the 2013-14 season, averaging a modest 6.3 points, 2.3 rebounds, and 2 assists per game. For someone once projected as a future NBA player, those numbers were a far cry from what was expected. By the time Kendrick had bounced between 3 programs, his stock had plummeted. NBA scouts who once viewed him as a surefire prospect were no longer interested. Constant transfers and a lack of development signaled that Kendrick wasn't prepared to handle the rigors of professional basketball. Most importantly, it suggested that his inability to settle down and commit to one system was a reflection of a deeper issue, an unwillingness to adapt and grow. For any player, transferring multiple times can be damaging, but for Kendrick, it was devastating. Each move was supposed to be a fresh start, but instead they became another step further from the NBA dream. The instability became a pattern that no amount of talent could fix. Stunt number 3, failure to understand the bigger picture. I say to kids all the time, talent will get you noticed, but character and discipline will keep you there. You can be the most skilled player in the gym, but if you don't understand how to carry yourself and stay focused on the bigger picture, that talent can go to waste. Jelan Kendrick is a prime example. He had all the skills, the size, and the natural ability to play at the highest level. But what he lacked was the mindset required to navigate the journey from high school standout to NBA pro. Kendrick's issues weren't just about clashing with coaches or transferring schools. His biggest growth stunt was his failure to embrace the process. Every level of basketball requires a new level of commitment, and for players trying to make it to the NBA, that commitment is everything. It's not just about scoring points or showing off your talent, it's about being a professional long before you ever step foot in the league. Kendrick never fully understood that until it was too late. Instead of focusing on improving his game, strengthening his mental toughness, and building a reputation as someone coaches could trust, he let distractions take over. Whether it was off-court issues, conflicts with teammates, or simply a lack of discipline, Kendrick never showed the consistency or maturity that NBA teams look for. Scouts don't just evaluate your talent, they're watching to see how you respond to adversity, how you handle criticism, and how well you can fit into a team culture. His inability to master those things made teams question whether he was worth the investment. In the end, Jelan Kendrick's journey is a reminder that talent can open doors, but it's character and work ethic that keep them open. And if you don't understand that early enough, those doors can close faster than you ever imagined. All in all, Jelan Kendrick had every opportunity and physical tool needed to make the NBA, but his inability to stay focused, build trust with coaches, and embrace the discipline required for success kept him from reaching his full potential. His story highlights how making it to the top isn't just about what you do on the court, it's about how you carry yourself off it. Far too many young men find it difficult to understand what's at stake, which is a life of regret for things you could but never got control of at the time you were supposed to. For young players chasing that dream, his path is a lesson that without the right mindset and approach, even the brightest futures can slip away. The opportunity was there, he just couldn't hold on to it for these reasons. Salute, much respect. It's your boy JC Stunted Growth, and I'm out.
That conversation was just so like depleting that I like hid from it for some time, and because I thought I was only defined by basketball.